Okay, our last video of this topic is investments. Now, when you invest money, it's interest equals principal times rate times time. Now, of course, you can get into great detail with these, but what I've done with these interest problems is I've given you a template to follow. X is going to be the amount invested at rate 1, whatever you call your rate 1. Whole is your big number. There we go. Total interest, of course, would be total interest. So of course, there's lots of explaining that could be done, but I'm just giving you the bare bones minimum. Like with every other word problem we've been doing, I always defined X. I'm going to let X be, looking at your question, it says how much was invested at 5% and how much at 8. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to let X be the amount invested at 5%. I'm going to let X be the amount invested at 5%. You'll say, how'd you pick that one? I just picked it because it was first. It doesn't matter. Alright, so here we go. Using our template. Let's do it in blue. X times the first rate. Okay, so I made sure that my X, since I invested X at 5%, I made sure that they went together. Okay. Whole is the big number in the problem. So the big number was 11,000 minus X times your second rate. So that was 8%. And that equals your total interest, which is your small number. And that's how you set it up. So use that template and that'll help you a lot. So when we're solving this one out, we have 0.05x. For this middle part, I'm going to distribute. So I have 11,000 times 0.08. So that would give me 880. I just multiplied that out in my calculator, 11,000 times 0.08. Looking at the next one, that's a minus 0.08x, and that equals 730. Okay, now at this point we need to combine our x's. 0.05 minus 0.08 is a negative 0.03x. We want to get x by itself, so I'm going to move the 880. Negative 0.03x would equal a negative 150. So 880 minus 730 would give me a negative 150. I'll divide both sides by a negative 0.03. And I get that x equals 5,000. Now, that's not your answer. It's close, but you'll see that I gave you two blanks up there, a 5% blank and an 8% blank. So you have to decide which one this goes in, and it's all based on how they are defined. So let me go back up and show you what I mean. See up here that I've highlighted in light green? X goes with the 5% amount. So that means at the 5% amount, I would have 5,000. Because X was 5,000. The other one I have in orange. You'll see this orange box right here. 11,000 minus X. That's what goes in the 8% blank. So in the 8% blank, it says you're going to take 11,000 minus X. Well, X is 5,000. So in the 8% blank, you're going to have 6,000. And that's how it would look. Okay, this was a little tough, so I decided to give you two of these where you could see it, and there were a good many in your my Math Lab homework as well. Okay, so here's our template. I went ahead and put that up there. I am going to let X go with 15% because I see that one written first. X is the amount invested at 15%. Okay, so following along, I'm going to have X times 15%. %15 would be 0.15. Okay, remember whole is your big number. So this would be 50,000 minus X times the second rate, and the second rate is 7%. 7% is 0.07. Your total interest is your small number, which is 6,000. And that's how it would set up. Okay, working it out, we'll go ahead and distribute. We get 0.15x. When I multiply out 3,500 times 0.07, I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. When I multiply 50,000 times 0.07, I get 3,500 minus 0.07x equals 6,000. If I put my x's together, 0.15 minus 0.07 is 0.08x. Subtract my 3,500. .08x would equal 2,500. Now let me double check, make sure we're on the right track with my calculator. I'll divide both sides by 0.08, and I get that x equals 31,250. Now, what blank does it go in? So that's the question. What blank does 31,250 go in? Well, if I look back up, it tells me how they're defined in the red and we'll say orange boxes. In the red box, you'll see that X goes with the 15% blank. So X is 31,250. That goes in the 15% blank. In the orange blank, that's your 7% blank. In the orange blank, it says you take 50,000 minus 31,250. Subtract it out. Let me double check it before I say that's my answer. You get 18,750. And that's how that one would work.